You're live. Oh man, I love that thing when it says you're live. I wish I was there when I was like 19-year old. That would have been so much funnier. But I'm glad that it exists today. You can just broadcast yourself to your audience, talking of the obvious, yet I'm still blown away by this simple thing that just connects me with you. Huh? I tried to do honestly, I actually didn't know what I was doing. I was doing a streaming. What like I clicked on streaming because I wanted to have a time, like so to give you a little bit of notice. But I don't think I understood how it really works this streaming with setting the time. So I had to cancel it and then I came back online in the normal way. So I still have to figure out how to do how to create sort of premiere for the live. That yeah, that can be there. Like, why am I so blue? Let me see if I can fix this. Let me see if I open this and I can change a little bit myself. I can change. I can change. I can change. What is that song? Like, let me see if I can change. I can change. I can change. I can change. Out of white balance. Ah, look at that. You see? We got a little bit more. We got a little bit more fun. And this thing doesn't work. How come it doesn't work? I wish it did work. But in fact, doesn't work. PT. Anyway, here we are. Sorry, guys. I was busy trying to fix the white balance of the camera, so I'm a little bit more cheerful, colorful, and I just wanted to come online to talk to you a little bit. And here we are. We have Diana, Eduardo, Marcelo, Marina, Carlos, Claudia. Ah, so nice to repeat your names. And here we are live, Frank Valkyria, for you, like as if somebody was waiting for that, with my tea and a cup. Huh? Nice present from a good friend. Here we go. Here we go. We sip and talk. Seba, Juan. I'm pretty good, Juan. Thank you very much. Today I did a talk about fears and man vulnerabilities. And yeah, I did that talk to exactly for the point stated that it might be of use to, like it's a way of relating to other people by sharing your own vulnerabilities and fears. Ciao, MC Monroe. But anyway, now I'm just here. We are not at 100,000 subscribers yet. We're getting there. I think I miss 200 and something. And I just wanted to do a Q&A with you. So we're going to wait for people to jump into the chat. And whatever question you want to ask, your hooded yellow cheap Gandalf, it's right here, answering for you. So you better come up with something because I don't like to wait after I've asked. All right? So, Marcello, did I say already hi to Marcelo? I did. I did. Here we are. Alfaza, ciao. Nestor Sosa, ciao. Ah, we are 22. Jorge, where did I learn English? Here we go. Applause. The person not wasting time, understanding what it means, Q&A. And here we have Jorge. Thank you very much. What have I learned? Well, I'm still learning, actually. I'm still learning. And but mostly it's because when I was a kid, I always had a fascination with the US. Of course, we're a little bit to an extent in Europe, like always exposed to American culture and movies. So I was always fascinated, and I remember watching. USA Today at the time. I think sometimes they gave some of the news on TV in American in English, and I would just follow and just stare at it, not understanding. And I loved the way the American anchor was spoke with that sort of like like a donut in the mouth type of thing, round a sound which they have. And I was really always fascinated by it. And when I was going to school, high school, I started to learn more. And because I come from a very touristic place in the south of Italy, in the Amalfi Coast, there's ton of foreigners coming, tons of Americans. So as a kid, I was always going after girls. That's that's what I was doing, and but for friend and we were going out. There were tons of girls coming from the States or England, so we were always making friends with them, and that's where I started to get the first conversations going. Alfasa, I don't live in England. I live in Amsterdam, in the Netherlands. Diana, no, I'm not American. I mean, you can tell I have an accent. I do have an accent, but yeah, I am Italian. Yes, I'm from the south of Italy, from Amalfi Coast, Napoli. Esperanza Elias, nice to see you. And I just jumped in to do a Q&A with my lovely audience. Let's see if we get questions here. Also jumping on um, how am I? How am I? I'm going to answer to this. I'm doing a live on YouTube right now. Right now. Here we go. We answered to that. So Q&A. We are here. Whatever you like, I'm answering. So what's going on here? I never lived in England, and I lived 3 times for short periods in the U.S. In '99, I went to a friend of mine in San Jose, California, south of San Francisco, and I lived with my friend Jack there. And actually, that's the place where I started really to learn better. When I came there, my English was mediocre, and I remember, I remember spending all my time running around with Jack in his car because of his work. He was basically transporting medical equipment from one hospital to another in between when it was cleaned. So he was always driving in between, and I just joined him most days. So we were always going around. He had a lot of poses. We would get coffee and talk and so on and so forth. And I bought this dictionary. Maybe I still have it, a small dictionary. And I always brought it with me, and we call it my brain because I was always going through it and check words, with Jack and so on and so forth. Where did I start to sing? Well, it's a funny story because I never thought about singing. I never thought about singing. And I think was around when I was 17. And I was really good friend, like at the time I had this very good friend. I still have, he's in Italy. I don't see him very much or hear from him very much. But at the time, we were inseparable, and he was my best friend. Was one of my best friends, and we almost spent every afternoon together. And I remember I was home, and he came ringing at my bell, and he said, I went on the balcony, and he said, we gotta start a little band. Let's go play. And I followed him in the church, because at the time in the church, the sacrestano, the guy that like looks after the church, allowed us to get in and to use an amplifier that was in the church. So my friend plugged this electric guitar in that amplifier, and we started to just goof around, and we started to play a cover of The Doors, a song of The Doors. Sorry, we were doing a cover, and then after this, other friend joined at the drum. Later, we started to play this song home, and I think we played that song the whole summer to get it right. It was great, and that's what I discovered. That more or less, I was in pitch, so to speak. I had no training, but I could see I was in pitch, and I started to sing. Yeah, that was the beginning. I remember very clearly. Let's see if we have other questions here. Thank you, Elias. Elias says he really loves my voice. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Debo, no, I don't speak Dutch, unfortunately, but also I never took too much time. Nobody cares here. Everyone speaks in English. Nobody cares in Amsterdam. Thank God. It's so much easier to speak in English than having to learn also Dutch. So in that way, I'm grateful that every Dutch basically speaks English as a second language by default. So that's great. I think it's one of the few countries where even kids, I mean kids speak English. Oh, thank you, Elias. I really appreciate your compliments. Thank you very much. Uh, Non sabe come esplicarlo, ma creo che se, come si dice, se faccio un poco de práctica con la palabra, con la comunicazione con una persona spagnola, creo che come si dice, puede imparare velocemente. I think, I don't know, I'm trying, because I'm trying to distort Italian into Spanish. I'm trying. I actually would be nice. Would be nice. Maybe I need to get a Spanish girlfriend, huh? We get a Spanish girlfriend, and then we start to learn. It never worked. I've never taught Italian to none of my girlfriends in the past, and they never taught me any Dutch, so it doesn't work. Let's see what's other question. I will listen to Cranberries' Animal Instinct, Franco Daro. I will do that. Ciao Abigail. Ciao Abigail. How did I start doing YouTube videos? Jorge, wow. Jorge, I think probably I'm one of the oldest person on this freaking YouTube. Honest to God, I mean, I'm one of the oldest. Even though I wasn't active or I wasn't successful, I did my uh, channel. I registered my name here the 24th of May 2007. So this is how long I'm on YouTube, and I remember that summer I posted a lot of songs with my friends. At the time, we had this little band. We were starting this little band already in 2007, and we posted a lot of homemade videos on YouTube. Yeah, and then unfortunately, I took them off because after that, in 2009, I started this band called Days After the Storm, and we were other people, and I kept my channel focused on that band. And in fact, the oldest video you find on my channel, it's actually an original song of mine called Alien Escalation, which I played acoustically with my good friend Vasco, that now he doesn't live here anymore. He lives in the States. But if you go like, in my channel and you see like oldest video, that video is already from 2010. and I had video before that. Unfortunately, I took them off, but that's the oldest video. And I have a ton of other stuff between 2016 and 15, 16, and 17. I also did so many vlogs. I did a lot of vlogs. I think I have like 200 vlogs. I mean, I'm not saying they're good or anything. I was trying. I had different cameras. I was trying, but there's ton of those things happening already. And then I started to, and I always try to post covers, and all those things because my interest was always music and growing and reaching an audience with my heart. I'm an artist, I'm an author, I'm a singer. This is my stuff. This is what it's my first novel, but it's there. I sing, I paint. So singing and writing songs was the main interest, and that's what I do. And then I discovered this thing of reactions, um, and people really dig it. And for me, like it's easy because I'm a musician, I'm a singer myself, so talking about music makes a lot of sense while we grow, and while you also trust me more. You know what I mean? Like I know that it's a journey also for a person to be seen for what it is, for what it can offer. And in between, just juggling in between reactions and talks and all of those things, I'm also showing what I do, who I am, and in time, hopefully, people will recognize that, and also see me more for that. Let's see what's going on here. Marcello, grazie. I'm trying. I'm trying speaking Spanish. Oh, Elias, I'm sorry to hear about your breaking up. I'm sorry to hear about your breaking up, but the good news is that you're not alone. And the good news is that if you are capable to feel love and give love, don't worry, never worry that you're going to find more love and also other people that want to love you back. So just rest assured of that and rejoice. Take the time that it takes to, find your own pace again, but just move on quickly and keep loving yourself and be open, because from loving yourself, you will attract other people that will love you. Let's continue. Qualcuno me pregunta de hablar español en italiano. ¿Cómo se dice? Me gustaría hablar más españolo, pero non tengo un vocabulario grande, vocabulario pequeño. I know, Elias. Missing, it's always the first thing. I know. Hold on, you're not alone. Give yourself time. Give yourself time. We'll be all right. We have all gone through that, and we are here supporting you as well. Hello, Mika. Good friend Mika from Israel. Prodotto. You're waiting for la máquina de hacer pajaros? Actually, I never heard this request. La máquina de hacer pajaros. It's funny. I was actually hoping to do more because I totally not forgot, but I didn't get to it. I actually wanted to do a little bit more like Seru Giran or Charlie Garcia, because you guys for so long asked me. I was trying, honest to God, I'm experimenting a little bit also, because I noticed a little bit of a peak in views in the last week or so. And so I had the feeling like, okay, I got to experiment a little bit because I don't want to alienate the audience, but also at least I want to try to understand, like also to please the request. You know what I mean? Because uh, there's so much stuff out there, so I'm also trying to figure out like, okay, let's move in this direction now, or let's do this, or let's do that. Today I did I did a little bit of me. Actually, I have another two video I haven't posted yet, but I one on Dream Theater. I don't know if I managed to post now or later or for tomorrow. Like progressive metal, like Dream Theater, and also Devin Townsend. And today I put like Poderosa Muerte, and also Disturbed, the Sound of Silence. So I'm trying to experiment a little bit to keep it varied. Um, we need a cranberries reaction. Actually, I did zombie, well, at least a short version of zombie, of this guy called Danza Gonzalez from I think he's from Indonesia also, which he has a sort of Guns N' Roses voice. And I just posted a few days ago, and he's awesome singing that song. It's the short version; it's like a couple of minutes. He cut it himself the song, but it was fun. I can do the original. I can do the original. So, guys, this is a Q&A. Just ask questions. I'm here to ask your questions, and I'm gonna have a sip of while you're thinking of the incredible question that you want to ask me. I don't know why I think this is a French accent. I don't know. I'm just pretending. It sounds like also like drunk Donald Trump or something. While you're thinking of your questions, I'm right here sipping on my tea. Ah. Guys, ask me questions. Ask me questions. Questions, Q&A, intimate questions, whatever you want. Argentina Spanish rock band Los Enanitos Verdes. This one I also never heard. I never heard this request. Would I listen to Jarko Ahola? I don't know. I don't know all of those names. This is all new stuff. This is all new stuff for me, all new bands. I have no idea of those bands. Are you high? Prodot, actually, like I'm like, Obelix, Asterix and Obelix. I'm a little bit like Obelix. I'm high all the time. I'm high on my own supply. I fell into the pot as a child, and I'm always high. I actually don't smoke. I stopped smoking weed. I think I smoked weed for a very short time. I actually started to smoke weed here. I never smoked weed before, maybe an exception of one time when I was in Italy. And then I started to smoke weed here when I was already 23. And I think I smoked weed for a couple of years, like really consistently. And then I got just fed up with it. I just got fed up with it. And I haven't smoked basically since. So, yeah. I also don't drink. I also stopped drinking. It's probably 17 years I don't drink. Maybe sometimes have a sip of beer, but it happens like once or twice a year. That's it. Yeah, I did. I did. I stopped drinking and smoking. I also smoked cigarettes. That took a little longer. I stopped for 4 5 years, then I picked up again for 2 3 years. I stopped again for 4 5 years, and then I picked up again for a couple of years, and then I forgot. At least it's been at least 5 6 years at least since I stopped again smoking, and I'm not planning to do it again. So I just want to show a friend. I'm gonna do a little clip. I'm gonna do a little clip to this wonderful creature here on the phone because it would be nice to talk to her. But now I'm with you guys, And I just want to show that I'm with you guys and all the questions right there. Look at that, huh? Here we go. We also send it. Here we are. Daniel Salazar. Do I like Italian music? Albane Romina. Wow, that's old stuff. That's stuff that like when I was a child was in the jukebox. You know, I remember we had the bar, a cafe with the first jukebox in the square, and you know they all played on those small vinyls. And yeah, there was full of Ricchi e Poveri, Albano e Romina, and all those Italian artists of the time. Felicità, na na na, un panino con dentro una vina, la felicità. La 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 felicità. Oh, that was strange. Will I make some Jets reviews? Sure. I mean, I'm telling you guys, I'm asking, you know, that's also why I try to connect with the audience more. Like, I want to, you know, I can space anywhere. Anywhere you look the videos, you know, you want to look the videos. Um, you know, I like music 360 degrees. So we can do jazz, opera, whatever, man. I enjoy it all. El italiano es comprensible para la mayoría de los españoles. Muy bien. ¿Eh? Muy bien. Nice. What is your Claudio Vergara? What is your favorite science fiction book? Well, mine. Obviously, I have to say mine. Mine. It's my favorite science fiction book. No, joking aside, my one of my favorite author. I don't know if he qualifies as a science fiction writer, but I like Haruki Murakami. It's I mean, I wrote this book with that in mind. Also, this truly inspired a lot by Murakami stuff. I love Haruki Murakami, and he's one of my favorite. Batman the original. You're so cool. I just, you know, you're awesome. I wish I'd pick it. I wish I'd picked the name for myself, Batman the original. Actually, I just realized I don't have a Batman hoodie. I love movie stuff. I gotta find out some Batman hoodie because I love Batman. Batman is one of my favorite anime, my favorite comics in terms of movie. I don't read the comics, but I love the character. Los Angeles Negros Chilean Band 70s. Hey guys, I don't know if you checked today. I did La Poderosa Muerte from Los Javis. Los Javis. I mean, that song is great. I love that song, man. Like, I don't know if you noticed the video. Go check that out. That's progressive rock. And I was totally surprised because I love that genre of music. I'm a great fan of bands like Camel, Uriah Heep, Yes, and all of that. So I was a really nice discovery, Los Javi. Javas, Havas, I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce that, but yeah, really love it. I think they're from. Are they from Chile or Peru? I forgot, or maybe from something else. Just answering this message. Here we are. Let's see if somebody is also sending messages on Instagram. Sending messages on Instagram. Sending messages on Instagram. La 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 la. Elias, you're always welcome. You're always welcome. We give love. We give as much love as I can. And yeah, you gotta give what you want to receive. And that's what I try to do. J.R. Joe, Bach. No, I don't listen to Bach a lot. If you have any songs that you think I should listen of classical music, shoot them. Shoot, and I'll check it out. No, I haven't seen the Batman. I haven't seen the Luis Miguel series. Also, first of all, because I'm not super fond of the series. I never watch series. I think I'm the last human being that hasn't watched like a Game of Thrones. But sometimes I do. Sometimes like I get into a series and then I watch all of it. But it happens very rarely. It happens very rarely. Sorry, I had to yawn. It's a little late. And yeah, I prefer to listen. I have to say, I prefer to listen to Luis Miguel singing. Neatrice. Ciao, Neatrice. Nice to see you. Neatrice, she's also a good poet. She sent me a poem. Very nice. Thank you, Neatrice. I really appreciate it. Fernando Redondo, I have no idea the whole series. I have no idea Game of Thrones how it works. I recently, just now actually, because they uploaded because now Friends is available on Netflix. For curiosity, I realized I think Friends came out in '94, so I got a little bit nostalgic for the vibe of the fashion and the camera style and all that kind of thing. So I watched the first 3, 4 episodes because I don't think I've ever watched them before. So it was kind of fun to see, like some of the first early Friends. And I also downloaded like the whole Seinfeld series, which is like freaking 180 episodes. And I barely know any Seinfeld. I know some episodes. I know Kramer, stuff like that, but I don't know much. No, Mika, I know Friends more. I think I've seen more because they showed also in Italy back in the day in '99 or 2000. I remember watching some episodes because they showed it in Italian, translated. But Seinfeld wasn't shown in TV. I discovered Seinfeld in '99 when I went to live in San Jose, California, and I was at the house of this friend of mine, Jack, and he had a roommate, and he was watching that. And I remember having this discussion with him. I saw him watching this thing. It's like, this is a sitcom. I asked him, yes, yes, yes. And I said, I also watch a sitcom called Friends. And I remember he did like something like, Seinfeld is much funnier. Uh, and in an extent, I have to agree. When I watch some Seinfeld episodes, I think like they're so incredibly funny. Ciao, Mauro. Ciao, nice to see you. Yeah, I'd like to. I really would like to. I have those. I have those series of Seinfeld, and when I saw that they were like 180 episodes or something, I was like, wow. I mean, I've got to watch like for 3 months here. You know what I mean? It's like I got to watch an episode every freaking day for the next 4 months. So I was like, oh, maybe it's a little bit a lot. No, I haven't watched House either. I don't watch series. It's really rarely. I watch the Stranger Things because, of course, I love science fiction and paranormal stuff. Like in my book, science fiction, paranormal stuff. and so I'm attracted to that kind of things. And I did watch Stranger Things. I think this is the last series I watched. Hybrid, what I have. Hybrid, what I have. Your name is Carlos. Ciao, Carlos. How you doing? Huh? Nice to see you. Nice you could join the chat with us. Oh man, if they do a Batman, if they do a series on The Last of Us, I'm gonna watch it because first of all, I love catastrophic movies. I loved that game. That game was awesome. And if they, like there are zombies involved, but I don't like zombies per se. I just like more like stuff when it's a little bit more realistic, like sort of like World War Z movie, or like I Am Legend, a little bit when it's like impending doom, catastrophic things, or like dystopian future. Then it's kind of cool to watch. So like if they do like like a series based on a game like The Last of Us, I will watch that. I also never watched Lost. I'm also one of the only human on the planet that hasn't watched Lost. But I love cinema. I love cinema a lot. I truly love cinema. I watched a gazillion movies from every kind of directors you can imagine. But I enjoy much more to get into a movie and like 2 hours, 3 hours is finished. And series, if I I mean if I have to follow like like the story after a while, I'm not so much into I'm not so much into series because sometimes I think they just stretch the juice for too long. They just stretch over and over and I'm like, yes, okay, fine. I'm not into the telenovelas type of thing. I like a story and that I can follow through and through in 2 3 hours, 4 hours, and that's it. So let's see if we get more Q&A here, more question. Yeah, I agree. 13 Garbo. I also cannot watch 20 episodes. It's already a lot. It's like you gotta watch like something. You have to follow something for like freaking a month, every day. But today, I mean, today is so much better though. Today is so much better because when a series come out, usually an entire series is available right away. So if you want to indulge in a couple of days, then you can do it. I remember I hated it when I was a kid because you always had to wait for the week after to get the new episode. Oh man, that was so bothering. Like you had to wait all freaking week to get to that Friday evening or whatever, where they were showing again. I was like, it was exciting, but at the same time, I think that today we're so spoiled. Luis, actually, I was checking this dark thing out, but yeah, I mean, it reminded me, looked like it was a little bit the darker version of Stranger Thing, and I was watching 10 minutes, and I'm like, okay, I cannot get into this. I got stuff to do. No, actually, Batman, I was thinking of doing a reaction, Luis Miguel, because I've done a few like in October, which, wow, it's already passed a long time. And I haven't checked any new song. I mean, new songs for me that I don't know of Luis Miguel. So maybe I'll do tomorrow if I remember. Because I already thought already for a while I wanted to do another Luis Miguel again, and I'm focusing more on metal and hard rock. Tomorrow I also upload a little bit more hard rock. Maybe I finally get to do Mago de Oz or Kraken because Mika suggested that a lot of people um, asked for Kraken, this band. So maybe I do Mago de Oz, Kraken. I got some Dream Theater, some other like more American, whatever European metal, and then maybe we squeeze some Luis Miguel in between. Aguante Soda Stereo. I just posted two videos of so yesterday. I did Para Temblor, something like that. I forgot the name. Way that the way that the shaking passes, or something like this. I think it's the meaning of the title. Thank you, Elias. Heilung. Heilung, I think. Adam, I think I've done a few reaction on them. No, Heilung is the name of the song. What's the name of the band? Because I checked two songs. They're awesome. Batman, the original. The PC doesn't cost a lot actually, because well, it's already a year. It's already like 14 months old or something. Um, I think I paid with tax €1,600 with tax. Allora, Neatrice, she asks, I have a question about Italians. Nothing to do with movies. Is it true that for Italian people, food is very important? And do you cook a lot? And last, what can you cook? Well, first of all, if you know, if that for you it's even a question that Italian care about food, that means that you don't know Italian well, because food is everything for Italians. Food is everything. And but I'm a little bit strange. I'm an oddball. I'm a strange Italian, because I'm basically vegan vegetarian, and so I have a very, like, I have a very strange diet. I eat like quinoa, I eat tempeh, I eat tofu, I eat all those things like that. Who is this? Wait a second, I cannot answer this. I cannot answer. Wait a second. I have to tell. I have to say that I am on a live chat. It's my sister. Uè, bella, ti chiamo dopo perché in questo momento sto facendo una live chat su YouTube, quindi sto con i miei subscriber a fare un Q&A, e mo pure tu fai parte del Q&A. Quindi come finisco ci sentiamo dopo, ok? Um, so yeah, it's very important for Italian food, but for me, I'm like I'm an oddball. So I love pizza though, but I'm trying not to eat cheese. So yeah, I'm a little strange. I've been vegetarian for 17 years. Adam, that's that's a strange question. I know that probably you're asking it with a comedic intent, but yeah, Leonardo da Vinci was vegetarian. I like to like to keep Leonardo da Vinci as an example of vegetarianism. Let's put that way. But I don't push my choices on other people. Of course, there's so much stuff out there that you can learn, and yeah, Diana y Dobro Sanchez, La Pestilencia. What a name for a band. Come on, Frank. What's the meaning of life? That's a that's a that's a very easy question. That's the easiest question everybody has ever asked. I don't know. Well, the meaning of life. If if you just for a moment want to sort of step back and consider few things, then maybe we can try to answer that in a way that um, we could try to answer that if we can step out of our own loops and preconceived ideas about life itself. You know, when I look at life, life seems to have in mind just the purpose of cycling. You know, not going on the bike, but creating cycles. You know, there's always this continuous cycle of death and rebirth, and everything is recycled, and all the energy takes shape again over and over. Like in those endless cycles. Um, I think the problem that we have that gives us this sort of wall in front of our perception, in front of what we are able to answer, is the fact that we have not understanding of death. There is a disconnect between being aware of being this flesh with this system that moves and does everything, and then what it could be once this body is not working anymore, and where does end up my consciousness if there is such a thing. So because obviously we have that wall that it's blocking us from seeing what's after, we ask those questions, and they also cause a lot of sometimes a lot of grief because we cannot conceive to not be. Now you're you. Now you listen to my voice. Now you feel yourself behind your eyes. You see that you are somewhere here. That's where we perceive that we exist in our daily life, and we just don't know. I always make this discussion with a lot of my friends that if for whatever reason in the future, the future man, the man of the future, will be able to understand truly if like if there is such a thing as the soul, and that just life keeps going in a different way after the biological life, we will probably live such a more relaxed existence. But we don't have the knowledge yet. Personally, I truly hope life it's not finite to itself. That once you die, your consciousness doesn't die with you, because it also, to me personally, seems like very um, unpractical of life itself. You know what I mean? Then nature should have designed human not to be aware and not to question, not to be curious, not to try to find out, because that's impractical. It's impractical to the progress of life cycle, like in the animal world. So that thing that we are strange, that for some reason we are able to question and get out of the food chain and create and ponder and with curiosity explore, makes me believe, at least that's a we can call it fate, believe, whatever, makes me believe that probably there is more than just biological life. Did I go on a tangent? I did, but that's your fault because I enjoy indulging in those type of questions. And here I went on and on and on. And let's see the count. There's still 22. There's still 22 people bearing with me. Huh? Batman, do you know that I don't even know Dua Lipa who he is? My favorite artist nowadays, let me think. What do I like? What am I listening to? I like strange bands also. I don't think none of you knows what I'm listening to. Um, I like bands like The Destroyers. I like bands like Bon Iver. I like bands like Maria Barracuda. Well, Maria Barracuda, it's something new. I don't know. I just like her. Beatriz, are you Mexican as well? I just like rock chicks, and I enjoy when I see. I enjoy when I see somebody that is authentic in what they're doing, and I also enjoy when somebody's doing something that in that country is not very popular and goes against the grain and goes, tries to set themselves with their own standard, with their own way of doing things. So in that way, that's what I seem to pick up from, for instance, like Maria Barracuda. And I don't remember what I read this, but I think was in the comment section. Oh, that's my sister. Look at that. Hey, sister, I just left you a message. See, Maria Teresa Valestra. Let's say hi to my sister. My sister, she's in New York, and nice to see you. I forgot what I was saying. Ah, yeah, I was saying like about Maria. So I enjoy people doing stuff that it's like following their own thing. So yeah. But I enjoy band. I look. I'm gonna write you some names of the band. I was listening recently. I was listening to the new album of Nick Cave, Ghosting. Do you know Nick Cave? I think the Ghosting. This is the album. Uh, it's a freaking masterpiece. The new album of Nick Cave is just a spectacular, beautiful album. And I was listening also to Destroyer or Destroyers. I forgot. It's a Canadian band. It's a little bit indie. Um, and I listened to some of the older songs. I love them, and yeah. Yeah, Mika, it's true, and I think the album. It's basically him mourning the loss of his son, and it's just a spectacular masterpiece of grief and mourning and overcoming. It's just splendidly poetic and hauntingly beautiful with the melody, and I was like, wow. I don't even know why this album is not. I don't know if it will go next year, perhaps to the Grammy or something. But if next year they don't give him some kind of Grammy for that album, then I know that those Grammy things they just don't work. I don't know, Mika. I just love that album. I think it's a very spiritual album. It's not so much just being sad or anything. It's truly a beautiful like celebration and spiritual album. I was like, wow, incredibly taken away. Scarabirara, Fernando, Depeche Mode. Depeche Mode are cool. Depeche Mode are really cool. No, but I was just telling you what I was listening in this moment. But I like. I mean, I like everything, man. I love so much music. And in this period, I think I'm getting a little bit overwhelmed because I've discovered so many new bands and all the reactions that I do that sometimes I'm like I forget to listen to the music that I like in the way that I know already, before starting to make reactions. Like the music that it's always been part of my playlist, I'm not listening to it very much because I'm listening to new music every day, basically. Roxy Music, yeah, of course. Roxy Music, of course. La sidabidababa. Led Zeppelin is great. Guys, we're here at Q&A. I keep asking questions. I'm just here. We are here already, what, an hour? Wow. I need some water. Don't move. I'm going to get myself some water. Don't move. I'm just going to come back. I just need some water. Just some water. I need some water. I need some water. I need some water. I need some water. Here we go. Sorry, guys. I just wanted to get some water for me. Here we are. Thank you very much for waiting. So questions. Mika, you talking to me? Auto Rojo. Vilma, Palma e Vampiros. What a name. What a name. What a funny name. I have to check that. Yeah, there are so many bands to check. I actually thought I wanted to do some more Smith because I love the Smith and you guys seem to love Morrissey. Auto Rojo. Auto Rojo. Let's see. Auto Rojo. Let's see. Maybe we can do whatever we want here because it's my Q&A. And if I choose to check a song, I'll do it. Let's see. Auto Rojo. Where are we? La 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 la. I just uploaded a video, Los Javis. Los Javis. I don't get this auto. Maybe the name is not correct. There are too many O's. Why am I so stupid? Of course there are too many O's. Here we go, Auto Rojo and Vilma Palma. What is this? It's already... Oh, I gotta check this out. I've got to check this out. Moyada. Wow, 44 million views. This looks like quite old. This looks like 80s. This looks like 80s stuff. I have to check that out. Fernando. Wow, Fernando, we have done a ton of Nightwish reactions here on this channel. I don't know if you're aware of it. If you write Nightwish on the channel, you find at least 10 reaction on Nightwish with Floor Jansen, which basically was my first imaginary girlfriend. Then I quickly, because she's married and she has a kid, I quickly had to move away and move on, finding a new imaginary girlfriend. Ah. How many times is normal to ask the same question? I don't know. Just try. Ciao, Christian Moya from Chile. So guys, you can ask me a question. I'm right here. Oh, you guys are talking on between you. That's also fine. I can just be here like twisting my thumbs and reading your own conversation here on my own chat. Huh? Your imaginary boyfriend is dead. What kind of imagination is that, Mika? Come on. That's very poor imagination. I didn't see it. Where did you ask me 5 times if I like to travel? I like to travel, of course. I haven't traveled a lot in the last few years, but I love traveling. But I'm also, I don't need to travel everywhere. I love uh, I love seasoning, not like on a stove. I love seasoning, like, I like to spend sometimes more in places. So, like, I don't know, like I will, if I can, I'd like to spend a some or like 1 month of summer in Italy or somewhere where it's warm, because I just like to get into a little bit more, like pace, you know. I usually don't like to go somewhere for 3 days and come back. That's why every time I went somewhere, I usually stayed for quite some time. Uh, yeah, I'd like to go back to the States. I have family there. I like New York. As soon as this whole thing like quiets down with this Corona thing, and they can, like, people become a little bit more sane again, and yeah, we'll love to go back to New York for a few months. I like New York a lot. Oh, Caballo King, man, that's a great question. I love The Cure, man. The Cure is one of my favorite band. I actually noticed that there is no reactions of The Cure, and I was afraid that it's probably because they get blocked easily. I got to check into it because I love The Cure, man. I'd love to do a bunch of reaction on The Cure's. Great band, great band. Disintegration is freaking unbelievable. It's one of my favorite albums. Do you exercise? Yes, I exercise. I do like, now in this period, I do like kettlebell, a little bit of a jumping the rope. I really like jumping the rope as an aerobic exercise. I usually do like a few sessions up to 10-15 minutes. If you can jump the rope for 15-20 minutes, you're done. You're done. You don't have to jump 20. I mean, I cannot jump 20 minutes in a row. Usually I do 2-3 minutes sets of jumping the rope, and I do 10, 15, 20, depending on the day, and then I'm totally done. And some other day I do kettlebell, weights, dumbbells. I do a little bit of uh, you know uh, punching bag. I have to do more stretches. Yeah, I'm trying to get back into shape. I am getting back into shape. For a long time, I had the problem with this shoulder, and I needed to, um, because it got a little bit dislocated. So I had to, gain strength again in certain movement, and now it starts to be better. Before I couldn't go up, so I'm doing lighter exercises. I used to do more like weights when I was younger, but now I cannot go hard anymore. At least the way I feel with my shoulder, I do enough, to keep muscle mass and to grow a little bit, and also to stay healthy. I love exercising in that way, and I also love taking cold baths. Uh, I love to do it. I just took a cold bath, a cold shower after jumping the rope today. So nice, so relaxing. Don Julio. I mean, I don't have to, like, you leave me speechless when you write those things. I'm just happy that you consider me at all. Thank you. I hope I can give more. Caballo. I wanna know also new bands. I want to know new bands. What's new? What's new, like in the, like the new stuff that it's happening also. You know what I mean? Yeah, Adam, it's true. Like you get more baby fat, the brown fat, but mostly like like because I follow the Wim Hof method. Usually, it's in this part here of the back, which it seems like that there is an increase of brown fat when you take cold shower and bath for a long time. I find it really valuable. I love taking cold showers and cold baths. Really relaxes me a lot. Yeah, it's so nice to take. Mika, you should try. You should try like first you exercise a little bit, then you come down, and then take a cold shower. Maybe just the lower part. You start with your legs, just 30 seconds. The legs are pretty strong, so you don't feel like in shock or anything, and you'll see like how you feel so nice afterwards. JR. Actually, I don't remember if I was talking today. I'm gonna start. I do the breathing of me Wim Hof. I do this type of breathing, but I don't meditate constantly. And I just started a transcendental meditation course, which I think I will start next week because I really wanted to get into this technique, this type of meditation. So, and I also want to have somebody that taught it to me, so that I can have some like a little bit more guided from something that seems more scientific, and where there are a lot of studies done about transcendental meditation. So I found the official thing here. There is the official body of this trademark transcendental meditation, and I went for the talk, and I think somewhere next week I'm gonna start, and I'm really curious because I really look into to see the benefits of the transcendental meditation. People like David Lynch and Jerry Seinfeld. Actually, I didn't know Jerry Seinfeld, the comedian, has practiced transcendental meditation for basically 40 years. And for me, that was a kind of an amusing fact to know. Oh, Christian Moy, that's quite some comment you left there. I have to apologize for my ignorance. I don't know the extent of the situation or what's going on there. Viva viva Mika. Everybody likes Mika. That's good. Ah. So guys, here we are. Wow, almost an hour and 10 seconds and 10 minutes. Wow, those live go quick. So just ask questions, whatever you want. We are here. We are just here spending a little bit of time with each other. Just shoot along. Just water. I'm just drinking water. Believe it or not, when you keep talking, your mouth gets dry. So I need a little bit of water every now and then. Oh man. Mm. Eh, guys, did you see that I've uploaded uh, this new video? I wonder how many of you knew of this band. La Poderosa Muerte, La Javas. Javas, Havas, huh? Maybe I should have directed you there instead of... Today I also made a little talk. I'm gonna send it to you guys. And yeah, it's a little talk about vulnerability and fears. And the reason why I did that is because, you know, like I value a lot um, giving back in whichever shape or form. And I think there's a ton of people out there which they really feel alone. I think there's a ton of people out there, so many of us, feeling that whatever they're going through with it alone. And the best way you can connect and you can share is by showing your own vulnerabilities as an example, as a scapegoat, you know, to create a connection. And so that the video, this talk that I did today is about, you know, man vulnerabilities and opening up, searching for, having the courage to realize that, you know, opening up and reaching out for help is the first step towards healing. And yeah, just using an example of my own personal fears or loop of thoughts in this period or in this peculiar moment of life, just to be of whatever use. Now we know that Mika, she's stating that she only meets assholes. We don't know why. We don't know why. You drink coffee, Franco. Actually, I know mate. I know mate quite well because my father used to travel in Argentina in the 80s, and he went there like 2 3 times in the 80s. And I remember every time he came back, he brought always this mate for present. And when I was a kid, I didn't like it. It had a strange taste because I already, when I was 10, I was drinking coffee. So I was like, what's this mate thing? But yeah, I haven't drank mate ever since the late 80s. So I don't know. We have Netris and Miko just supporting each other. That's very nice. That's very touching to see that in this chat. I'm overwhelmed with joy. Adam, my weak point. Adam, your weak point is not that. First of all, if you're working and you're supporting your family, you know, I'm taking the hats off. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna take the hat off for you, because don't think for a second that than just waking up in the morning, go to work and work for your family. It's nothing. That's amazing, man. That's truly amazing. And the real question that you have to ask yourself is, if you want to do something else, how you can lay the foundation and how you can set the course to get in that direction. So, and that's a different argument. That's a different thing. Maybe another times we can talk about it, or we can make a video about it. But uh, don't underestimate what you do, and don't underestimate your value, because you do a lot. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure you do a lot, and that's freaking amazing. I see that the conversation in the chat is going on the direction of relationships, and also finding the one, or finding the person that might match, each other. And on that note, perhaps I should add something. I should add something, my own personal awareness about relationships. I am of the opinion that you should never look for another person to complete you at all. You never should believe that there is such a thing out there that you have to seek in order to feel fulfilled. That's not the point of relationships. It really is not. The real issue with relationships is that every time we meet another human being, inadvertently, the majority of times, we carry in this new encounter ourselves, with everything that it's right and with everything that it's wrong about ourselves. And most likely, the real issue is that all the things that are wrong with ourselves, we don't see. So, therefore, we keep like, bomb, crashing into another person, following the same dynamics that we are accustomed to, with the same type of paradigm that leads to the same catastrophic events. So, again, like everything else, relationship, they always fail because we just fail to understand ourselves. We fail to go within first, and then like feeling love, like go within first, getting accustomed to who you are, searching for who you are, where you're going, and just seeing yourself. And then after you see yourself, I'm just making it very simple here, after you see yourself, just accepting, surrendering, and then just showering yourself with love, just enjoying, mwah, 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 all of it. Just accept everything that you think that it's wrong with you. Just shower yourself with love and believe in it. And then that's the first step. That's the first step to encounter somebody that resonates with you, where you can have still that kind of communication and growth together. The problem is that people, once they meet each other, they think that it's the end. It's done. It's fatto. Okay, now I got a boyfriend, I got a girlfriend. No, that's just the beginning. That's the beginning. And then there's the whole work to do, which is communication, honesty, openness, and keep working on yourself and overcoming. And that's a choice. And it's difficult to do this also together. It's difficult to do this together. And that's why the majority of relationship, they don't work. But yeah, there is a lot to say. But if you start to love yourself, that's already a first step towards finding somebody that resonates with you. Mika, I don't think a person is fooled by himself or herself either, to an extent, because we are social creatures, of course. But the dynamics that we display in our daily lives are the reasons why something works or doesn't. I mean, relationships are complicated, but also not that complicated. Like it's just a matter of, there is so many decisions which have to be taken, and sometimes like depending also on what you want. If you want a family, if you want kids, if you want to support your family, or if you want a girlfriend, there's so many variations. So also, if you don't fit in one of those more like stereotypical ideas of family, that also doesn't mean that it's wrong. It's just another variation. So, and also you can accept that. You got to accept that as well. Most men of my age are 43. They've been probably married, or they're married, or they have kids, or they're even divorced and they have kids. Like in In the periods where I've dated, I've especially in this age, around my 40s, especially, the majority of women that I met, for instance, were all women of my age or around my age, or sometimes a little bit younger, sometimes a little bit older. And the majority of them were all divorced with kids. So there is so many things out there, there is and for me, I've never been married, I don't have kids. I'm just trying to say like that for me, I don't fit the mold sort of thing. And it's okay, it's fine. No, everybody has a different story, everybody has to lead a life in different ways. And it also depends a lot from what you want, and acknowledging that and not feeling weird about it. Ciao, Edardo Javier. Well, like the true issue also with relationships is it's the lack of communication. The lack of communication detached from emotions. It's like people are too reactive. Human beings, especially when there is intimacy, especially when you create intimacy, when you start to know each other, you start to give each other for granted. You start to project on the other person, and you start to expect from the other person. And that's a big mistake. That's a big mistake because you stop communicating with honesty and openness. And you have to not react all the time. People just react with their emotion. You do something, and then your husband or whatever, your girlfriend, reacts to the circumstance, like, oh, blah, 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 blah. React with your character, with your personality. And this is the hardest step, because every time you have to try to detach yourself from your emotions. And I know that it's like it's kind of, it's not super easy, but that's what you have to do. It's You have to become a little bit less reactive and more observing also your reaction when things happen, because that's very valuable. People always forget. People, they're always engaged in communication, in reactivity, without noticing what they're doing, believing either that their emotions, like you have a feeling, and then all of a sudden your feeling becomes a sort of measure for the truth, which is a complete BS, because whatever you're feeling, that doesn't necessarily mean translates into the truth. So observing yourself, it's also very valuable to get out of the loop of your own character and personality, and the way you behave by default, that you've been taught of, which is a result of your upbringing, your family, your circumstances, and so on and so forth. So, being less reactive and being more observational in relationship, it's very important. It's very important to keep the communication true and working on it. The majority of people don't do that, and they mess up. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, obviously, after you've been with somebody, there is always pain. But again, also that pain, you have to you have to observe also that, after you break up with somebody, you have to observe. You have to observe and understand what's going on. And I know that here perhaps I might seem a little bit too pragmatic, but it's so important to observe. You have to ask yourself questions. Also when something comes to an end, you also have to look into it. Why did it come to an end? And if the other person in the end turns out not to have the same feelings that you believe you feel for her or for him, that's also something to keep in mind. Because then, like, if you're loving somebody, if you have the illusion of loving somebody, that it's not reciprocating you, that it's not loving you back, that she has chosen to go or he has chosen to move away from you. You know, that's an important part to observe and to analyze about how you feel and why you still feel like hurt that you think that you love this other person when in fact this other person has moved on. So then you analyze that, and maybe when you start to analyze yourself, you start to see that what is really the truth potentially is that you don't love yourself enough. You don't love yourself enough. And being rejected by somebody causes you pain because you don't believe that you were worth it in the first place. And you don't believe that you're going to find it again into somebody else. So it's very important that you look at those things also when when you break up with somebody and truly observe that part. Because if trust me, that person most likely it's not thinking about you, and if they're not thinking about you, that's a very good indication that you shouldn't spend too much time suffering for them. But then, if you're still suffering, it's because, like I said, it's probably to do more with you than with the breaking up itself. So, again, always look within, always look within to heal and also to see what's the issue. Let's see what's going on here. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Mariana, yes, I've done meditation. I already answered that question. I'm starting a transcendental meditation soon. We really have ignited something here in relationship. That's nice. Uh, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Uh-huh. I don't know any more wood to follow here because you guys are also chatting in between you. I have no idea what's going on here because I have to follow the whole thing. What's going on here? La 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 la. Frank, maybe you should react to virus because of the corona. Yeah, actually, I was thinking of that. Maybe we should do a little bit more virus videos. Oh, I like the. I think Franco wrote something like, "We attract the love that we believe we deserve." If that's the translation correct, if I seem to understand that, I agree with that. And again, like I was saying before, has to do with self-love. So the thing that you believe you're worth of, usually that's what you get. Oh man, we have almost 1 hour and a half live. That's awesome. We have talked of a wide range of things, and also me being a little bit spaced out by trying to follow your own conversations there. Wow, we got Ezekiel Wolf that lives in Argentina, lives in Hungary. That's super cool. That's a long way, man. That's a long way from home. Well, Mika, obviously, I don't know none of you, so whatever you tell me, It's it's something that you gotta also look into your own truth. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how you behave with other people. I don't know how much is your own responsibility. I don't know how much is other people's responsibility. I just don't know. Guys, do you want to ask some more questions? Otherwise, we have been here for an hour and a half, which is awesome. So I was thinking, like, what time is it here? Like it's 11:30 almost. It's 11:20. Maybe we call it a quit. I've uploaded a bunch of videos today. Where are these? Like, I uploaded this video. Let's see. I uploaded this video. You can watch. You can watch it afterwards. I also uploaded. Where is the other one? Let me see. I also did a video of La Poderosa Muerte that a lot of you wanted me to react. Here we go. I'm gonna put it here. La Poderosa Muerte. I enjoyed that much. I enjoyed the video very much. This is the other one. This is La Poderosa Muerte. Super nice, actually. Super nice song. Um, my favorite food, it's pizza. Pizza, but I'm not eating cheese anymore, so I have to refrain from eating pizza. I would have pizza for breakfast, for lunch, for snack, for dinner, for midnight snack. I will have pizza all the time. But yes, like I'm not eating cheese basically. I mean, I'm vegetarian. I've been vegetarian for a long time, and now, if it wasn't for honey, I would be basically totally vegan. But I love honey, and I'll try to keep it that way. Someone asked you before, what's your favorite video reaction? You're asking me or you're asking somebody? So, oh, you're asking me, Mika. You're asking me which one is my favorite reaction. You're asking me, like you're asking me which is my favorite reaction, the one that I make or the one that I watch or something. I don't know which one. Honest to God, my favorite reaction is the next. That's how I feel, you know? I feel that because for me, making the videos, it's also an excuse to get better and try also to experiment a little bit, by entertaining, by being silly, by seeing how I can use, watching somebody else's video to do a commentary that comes more and more across in an entertaining way. So in this period, I've been busy a little bit by volume, so to speak. And if you notice earlier videos, when I only posted one video a day, they had a little bit more editing involved, especially the one on last year, because instead of doing 5, 6 video a day, I was just doing one and doing a little bit more editing and moving. And I would like to do a little bit more of that also to keep more engaged, like visually in that way. But now I was just going through sheer volume for the sake of igniting the algorithm or whatever, to have a growth. Mika, I would love if you would do a parody of my reaction. I would love to become a meme or to have people making fun of me. That's lovely, That's a lovely thing when people make fun of you and that, all that kind of stuff. Maybe I shave. You can do me without the beard. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Which one is your reaction you already did? I honestly don't remember. I've done so many reactions. You guys forget that, probably you don't watch all the videos that I do. Because if you did, you realize that I posted 1,400 videos. Huh? You realize that? I don't even know how many reactions I did. I don't even remember how many banned I checked. I think only on Soda Stereo, at least I've done more than 25 videos. Only on Soda Stereo. I'm pretty sure. Let's see what's going on here. Mariana, why did you choose vegetarianism? For a lot of reasons. I never enjoyed seeing animal die. When I was a kid, we had a little farm in south of Italy, so I grew up in between animals. And I remember already then, of course, at the time I wasn't vegetarian. Like Italians, they eat everything. But we had chickens, roosters, we had pigs, we had cow. I had one cow, and my mom would milk the cow every morning. So I also grew up with unpasteurized cow milk until I was 8 or 9 or something, and then we had to switch to normal milk because it was more convenient, it was better, whatever. But I remember liking the taste of the raw milk. My mom would just bring it to a gentle boil just to disinfect it, every day, and that's what we would drink. I remember it was so fat and nice. That milk was all lovely. But anyway, I grew up in between animals, and I also developed relationships with those animals. So I remember was quite traumatizing when, for instance, they will kill a chicken. Literally in front of me, they will take the chicken, on the garden there, and then my auntie would just chop the freaking head in front of me. And I remember seeing always they always says like, don't say poor thing, don't say poor thing. There is this strange like thing about, like, Italians are full of superstition, and they were always saying, like, every time they chop the head of the chicken, of the rooster, they always would say, oh, don't say poor thing, don't say poor thing, otherwise he's going to start to run around without the head. And sometimes, the chicken would just automatically start to run around with the head chopped off, and it looked like a freaking horror movie. And I never liked it. I never liked it. I thought it was like fucking brutal. Sorry for the cursing, but that's what I thought. And I never liked the smell, because then what they did afterwards would, they would take the rooster and put it in a bucket in hot water to unpluck the feathers. And to this day, I still remember the smell of the wet feathers in the warm water, and also something I never liked. So I think those things, they left an impression on me as well. Growing up. So growing up, I didn't care much, but then when I started to get around 18, 90, 20, this thing came back to me, and that I could I could just choose. I could choose myself what to do, and I always tried not to create pain for other things, for other living things. Yeah, I know, Mika. That's also the thing, when food is just presented in the, like a tray, or is a piece, you don't have a connection with the animal. So if you build a connection with the animal, it becomes so much harder to see that animal die. The 90% of people which they're not vegetarian or vegan, for instance, like they have dogs or cats, and never in a million year they will kill their cat for food. You know what I mean? Even though you can eat a cat the same way you can eat a bunny, you know, you can eat a rabbit. More or less, people do the same. So, uh, but nobody would do that, you know, because you have established a connection with the animal and you see it for what it is, a living creature. And nobody that I know that it's carnivore has ever killed his own or her own dog. Oh, nice! You had the same experience with a dead goat. All right. You had to do it yourself, Beatrice. Oh my god. Oh yeah, that's brutal stuff, man. I know. And there's people with just, you know, like I wish, you know, like I'm also an, let's say, a naturist. You know, I understand that, you know, life and death and slaughtering and eating, it's all part of the chain of existence, especially nature. But nature works in a different way, you know? There are not supermarkets for lions. They have to get out there and just risk their lives also to get food. So it's a little bit different. Uh, so guys, yeah, anyway, we almost here at 1 hour and 45 minutes. If you want to ask some more question, then I stick around. Otherwise, I'm going to call it a quit. It's almost time to go to sleep for me. Oh, Mariana. Mariana is also vegan for 15 years. Great. Good on you, man. Good on you, Mariana. Like I said, I don't push anything on anybody. I mean, I'm always willing to talk. I'm not a snob. I don't hate people eating meat or other things. You know, I think people do what they do. But yes, I mean, I would say with all the knowledge that we have today, especially about dieting and health, to eat the least amount of animal product is still the best choice. Because even like I give you an example, you know, like I come from south of Italy, people eat everything, but you know, the people which always have been the most you know, the most longevity, they were always farmers, which basically, you know, the diet of farmers was mostly always made of, you know, all kinds of cabbage, kales, beans, non-refined grains, water, a little bit of wine, and just a little bit of animal product because they could not afford to buy meat every day. You know what I mean? Like I remember my grandparents telling me that they would buy meat sometimes the Sunday or maybe every couple of weeks for celebration. You know what I mean? So they had meat very little, and everything else was like potatoes, beans, grains, ton of vegetables, fruit, extra virgin olive oil, you know, maybe a little bit of cheese, wonderful bread. So the majority of the diet, it's always been that, the bulk, and then just a little bit of animal product. And that's why those freaking like farmers, they lived always to 90 or, you know, or so on and so forth. Hey, Maru, we have Maru. Maru is also a great support. Thank you, man, for showing up. Sorry, you have missed the chat. I've been here for already 1 hour and 45 minutes almost. Um, yeah. Uh, What reaction should we do for tomorrow? Maybe later I'm gonna leave a message in the community tab of the channel, so we can start to choose a little bit reactions like that. Carolina, Carolina, you just came in. Carolina, huh? You just came in. Maru, I'm not at 100,000 subscriber yet. I'm not. Berenice, come on, Berenice, come on. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. What did you think the Rene Residente song? I looked taken back by the lead. Now you have to react to Ruben Blades. Ruben Blades. Who is Ruben Blades? The same band. I really like this song. Actually, for a moment I thought, because I didn't understand all the lyrics, I didn't understand that was personal, was biographical, basically. I thought they were also bringing attention, perhaps, to depression, to a friend of his or whatever. But I love songs which they have this, because I try to do the same. You know, like I love artists which they have the courage to be vulnerable, and to to just present their, whatever they went through with honesty, because like I said also today in the talk that I did about fears, that's the only true way you can connect with other people pain, and therefore perhaps hope to help, because people really connect when you show your own struggle, when they can really see the honesty of your path. So it was a wonderful song, I have to say. I was pretty impressed. It was pretty deep. I pulled up the name Ruben Blades, but let's see here. There's this dude here, Ruben Blades Bellido de Luna, known professionally as Ruben Blades. He's a Panamanian singer, songwriter, actor, musician, activist, and politician. Wow, this guy has a busy life, and he's 71. And we have to react to some songs. All right, we will do that. We will do that. That's what we're gonna do. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Today we were doing a little bit of a Q&A. We have done a Q&A, and like I was saying, I'm not 100,000 yet. I just wanted to do the chat to, let's see how far we are. We are at 99,775. So we're still missing 225 people. We're getting there. And then we have to keep going. Keep going. So the days we posted 3 videos. I have another 2. Maybe I posted later or tomorrow morning. We'll see. If I have a little bit of time now, maybe I post the last one that I prepared already. And yeah. So nice, man. We almost did 2 hours of live chat. It's always so much fun spending time with you. Um, So, guys, I think we're gonna call it a quit for today. I really enjoyed answering your questions and sharing your chat, and we were talking with one another, which is great. This is the whole purpose also of coming online and having a chat with you, that we get to talk with each other. There is a sense of community, which is so lovely. I really enjoy that very much. Echo Warrior Princess, Jarko Aola. Jarko, I already heard this name. Yeah, I apologize, guys. Sometimes, like it, I get so many requests, new requests, old requests, all the time now, that sometimes I truly don't know exactly where to go, which one to take. Like the videos of La Poderosa Muerte. I think I've seen it appear every now and then for the past 3 months, and finally I'm like, okay, I gotta do this, and I was super happy. I really like that song. It's super nice. I didn't know that was progressive, sort of progressive rock, So I was surprised to listen to it. But we're gonna get to that. Hopefully, if there's also more people asking for that, a lot of times it's difficult, because we are 27 in the chat, then one person asks for this band, and then I go in the comments of the videos, and 10 person asks for this video, and then another one asks for that, and five ask for this one. So that's why I was thinking perhaps in the past I've tried a few times, like leaving in the community tab, like leaving two choices, and then you vote so that we get a little bit an idea which band we can do the day after, or just to put a name of a band and you say yes or no, something like that, so that perhaps we'll see more votes and we'll see people how they react. You know what, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get out of here and write a poll of reaction that we can do for tomorrow or the day after, so that we get the votes. We see how the votes they work, and we'll choose a song if it works. If it works, and if it doesn't, then we leave it up to the universe, just randomly suggesting to us whatever comes along. So, guys, uh, if you want, you're welcome to go check the videos of today. You can click a like and do all the nice things that tickles tickles the algorithm. The algorithm likes to be tickled, and if you tickle the algorithms, it gives you nothing back. That's how selfish is the algorithm. It's not true. The algorithm you tickle, and it gives me a lot of view and suggestions and everything that comes with it. Thank you very much. So, guys, I'm pretty sure that for some of you it's later than here. Like for Mika, I think for Mika it must be already like at least 12:40 or 1 o'clock or something like that. Um, so yeah, so nice to talk to you. Don't worry, we're gonna do another live when we hit 100,000. Maybe if we did tomorrow, we hit 100,000 the day after tomorrow. I'm definitely coming back to do a nice live. Um, so yeah, Berenice, thank you so much for the support. What she did, Berenice, before she just dropped on the table $5. That's super chat, and that's a nice way in like that's a nice way whenever you guys want to support the channel. I was also thinking today. I suggested in one of the videos that because I have a Patreon account which I don't use, and I was also thinking perhaps to do something on Patreon for the people that follow the most to have patrons, and do other things. Maybe just sharing with the patrons covers. I don't know, something like that. I usually um, I'm not so interested all the time in getting into those type of you know support and whatever things. I'm so grateful when you guys support the channel, whatever. I don't expect anything, but it's lovely when you do, because I just like to give. I wish I could give more. I wish I could give, like I wish I could sing a cover every day. The same way I make a video every day. I wish I could do a cover every day. Maybe I should look into that. I have to focus a little bit, and maybe I do a cover a week, a couple of covers a week, because I want to share more music with you also that I do. I enjoy giving my voice. Now I've been here talking for 2 hours. So maybe we do a little bit of that as well, giving more. I just want to give you more, as much love as I can, because I know that that love also comes back to me and makes me feel warm, right here, very warm. So, guys, um, thank you so much for being here in the chat. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for, like just showing up for all this time. There are so many of you which are already here for quite some time. And I never give it for granted. I give none of you for granted. And I'm I'm just grateful. So let's keep it that way. Let's keep spreading love. And I'll see you very, very soon. I wish you a lovely afternoon or evening if it's getting evening to all of you. And mwah, a non creepy kiss to all of you. Wonderful people. It's been a pleasure. Night's time to go. Ciao. Ciao, everyone. Ciao, Mika. Ciao, Maro, Carolina. Ciao, Berenice. Ciao, 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 Neatrice. Mwah. Ciao, everyone. Mwah. Ciao. No creepy kisses. Those kisses are not creepy at all.